Welcome back, family. And for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome to you too. This is the channel where mature adults, especially baby boomers, learn to be better prepared for the unexpected and to live happier, healthier, stronger, and perhaps even longer. This is educational, not medical advice. If you've got a specific concern, talk with your healthcare provider. And if you want personal guidance, you can reach me privately. Today, we're getting practical. Remember, our part one really got into some science about enzymes, how important they are for us, especially for those of us who are at this stage of our lives. And it would be good for you to go back if you haven't seen that one yet. Check that one out first because this is just a follow up to that one and it continues the conversation. Let's talk about food first and habits that help. We'll also talk about bridging the gaps between what we eat and what we should eat, and between what we eat and what we actually absorb. I'll also share my story and why I include Juice Plus in this conversation. Food still does the heavy lifting. So let's make eat more plants more doable. It's so easy to say, eat more plants, eat more fruits and veggies. How, though? How can we fit that in? That's what we'll be covering today. 5 colors a day. Ask yourself, where are my red, green, purple, blue, orange, and white, or even tan foods? Either fresh or frozen, they both count. 1 leafy green every single day, and raw if it loves you back. Lightly cooked if that's easier on your gut. A little olive oil and lemon will help you absorb fat-soluble nutrients like your vitamins D and A and E. Protein you tolerate at each meal. That's so important for us, family. We need more and more protein. We need those amino acids so that our bodies will create more protein. We'll get into more about that later. Now, eggs, fish, beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh, whatever agrees with you. Many seniors do better with smaller portions more often, and that has been touted for many years. However, I've come to realize, and other doctors have also come to realize, that every time we eat, our pancreas is kicking out insulin. And so it may not always be good to eat several meals a day and snack, snack, snack. So we'll talk about that where it can make some sense for you. If your energy is low, discuss B12 with your clinician, especially if you're a vegetarian. And then let's look at smart fats. Avocado, oh my goodness. Avocado is one of the absolute best things you can do. It wouldn't hurt to have one every day. Olives, believe it or not, that's a fatty food. Nuts and seeds, and fish if you eat it. If fatty meals bloat you or your stools look pale and greasy, then ask your clinician about a fecal elastase 1 test to check pancreatic output. If that doesn't make sense to you, once again, go back and watch Enzymes Part 1. Now, fermented foods, they are so good for your gut. How about sauerkraut or kimchi or even pickles? They're good fermented foods. A serving of yogurt or kefir that have live cultures. Start really small and notice how you feel. Gentle cooking is really good for you, and raw is great, and I say this again, when it loves you back. And the reason I say that is because raw foods have those enzymes. However, if you're not accustomed to eating a lot of raw foods, you will get really gassy and you'll have some discomfort. Lightly cooked foods can improve your comfort and your absorption. And of course, hydrate all across the day. Sip water and herbal teas that really support your liver, and it will help to adjust the meds if you're taking medications. Believe it or not, chewing is a nutritional strategy. Amylase in your saliva starts carb digestion in your mouth. So if the food goes down in chunks, your stomach and pancreas have a tougher job to do. Many seniors don't chew enough. Dentures, missing teeth, sore gums, or even just old habits can get in the way. And that's one reason that nutrition and absorption can slip from us. I'm borrowing a line from that old commercial where the mom taps on her son and says, "Take human bites." Remember that one? Let's bring that back. Okay, so number one, take smaller bites. Number two, put the fork down between bites. Number three, chew until it's soft and almost creamy. Think applesauce texture. Number four, sip, don't gulp. Number five, choose textures that love you back. Steam or saute if raw is too tough right now. And use your best chewing side. I think we do that automatically, right? If you wear dentures, keep them well fitted and go for the moist, tender foods. Okay, so we have the same food with better chewing and more absorption. Let's look at minimums versus optimums. Minimum daily requirement means the least to avoid a deficiency. We're not aiming for the least. We're aiming for what helps you feel steady, clear, and strong. We want the optimum. For plants, that means working toward 9 to 13 servings a day. I know that sounds like a lot. Most adults don't hit it or even near it. And even if you do, nutrient density isn't what it used to be. The soil, the storage, the transport, and processing can lower vitamins and phytonutrients. And by the time the food hits your plate, it's just not there. The exact numbers vary by crop and by study, but the direction is clear. Many foods deliver less per bite than decades ago. And there's bioavailability. What you swallow isn't the same as what you absorb. Stomach acid, pancreatic enzymes, bile flow, and gut health lining all matter. Eat the rainbow, what the colors can do for you. We have two categories, carotenoids and polyphenols. Carotenoids are the natural pigments in many of your red, orange, and yellow plants. Those are fat-soluble protectors, and some of them become vitamin A for vision, for skin, and defenses. Your polyphenols are the plant compounds that act like tiny bodyguards. They calm inflammation, support your defenses, protect your blood vessels, your brain, and your cells. You've got your reds, tomatoes, watermelons, strawberries, cherries, beets. And that supports your heart, your skin, and your cell protection. They also have anthocyanins, which are polyphenols that help calm inflammation and support your circulation. Orange, carrots, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, mangoes, apricots, they have beta carotene, which is a carotenoid, and they convert to vitamin A for vision, skin, and defenses. Alpha carotene is, of course, a carotenoid, and it partners with the beta carotene for cellular protection. Yellow, yellow peppers, corn, pineapple, golden beets, they have lutein and zeaxanthin, which are both carotenoids. Lutein supports the eye's macula and helps with glare and light stress. Zeaxanthin works with the lutein to protect the retina. Green, spinach, kale, broccoli, collards, arugula, herbs. They have chlorophyll, which is a pigment, and it supports gentle detox pathways. Folate, your B vitamin, helps build healthy blood and supports DNA repair. Vitamin K1 supports normal clotting and bone health. And they have sulforaphane, which are your crucifers, your isothiocyanates. They turn on your detox enzymes and cellular defenses. Hold up. You mean fruits and vegetables can detox and cleanse? Yes. This reminds me of a teaching that Dr. Mitra Ray, who is a biochemist that I love, she taught how, and actually she showed an image, and maybe I'll show you that too. It's how we gain weight when we're dieting and why it is that people usually gain all that weight back. And that's because the fat is what is holding your toxins, those poisons, away from your vital organs. So the more toxins you have, the more fat is going to grow because it's going to hold that in the fat and keep it away from harming you. When you diet, and that's why diets don't work, of course. When you diet, you are not eating, and so you're going to start using the fat for your energy. And the fat is going to release all of those toxins into your bloodstream. And if you don't have enough nutrition from plants, from fruits and vegetables, which you now know actually do the cleansing, then divine intelligence says, wait a minute. We've got too much of those toxins in the bloodstream. We're going to add some more fat to hold on to those toxins and keep them away from your vital organs. That is one main reason that diets don't work. Magnesium, such an important mineral. It helps your muscles, and you know your heart is a muscle, your nerves, and it helps to steady your energy. It can help calm you down and help you get better sleep. Purple and blue, blueberries, blackberries, purple cabbage, eggplant, grapes, and plums. They are also anthocyanins, which are polyphenols, and they support brain, memory, and flexible blood vessels. Resveratrol is also a polyphenol, and that's where you can get your grapes and berries as well. And they are linked with healthy aging and vascular support. White and tan, onions, garlic, mushrooms, cauliflower, oats, and beans. There's allicin from garlic, which is a sulfur compound, and that supports healthy defenses and circulation. There's quercetin, which is a polyphenol, and you can get those from onions. They calm inflammation and support blood vessel health. Beta glucans, fiber, oats, mushrooms support gut health and balanced cholesterol. There are some mushrooms like cordyceps that support your brain function as well. How can you boost up your uptake? Add a little healthy fat to help you absorb your fat-soluble carotenoids. Chop, blend, or lightly cook your tougher vegetables and chew to a soft texture. As we mentioned before, take human bites. These are the practical ways you can improve your absorption. Chew thoroughly and finish each bite. I always recommend to completely empty your mouth before you add another forkful. Pair your veggies with a little healthy fat. If protein feels heavy, talk with your clinician about stomach acid and that B12 that I mentioned before. And if fatty meals cause bloating or oily stools, once again, ask about fecal elastase 1. Try lightly cooking veggies if raw is rough on your gut. Add fermented foods slowly if you enjoy them. And space your meal to match your digestion. Prioritize sleep so your defenses and your repair enzymes can work properly. Why I include Juice Plus in this conversation. With all that on the table, here's why I include concentrated, clean, whole food support like Juice Plus in the conversation, not as a replacement for eating well, but as a practical way to bridge the gaps that we spoke about. The gaps between what we eat, what we should eat, and what we actually absorb. Juice Plus is made from real fruits, veggies, and berries grown without synthetic pesticides or herbicides, picked ripe, then gently processed at low temperatures to protect those phytonutrients. It's food in a simpler form. In my experience, I have realized that there is nothing like Juice Plus. Nothing. And when you learn more about it, you'll find out that that is not an exaggeration. One reason that we don't get as much nutrition from the fruits and veggies that we eat today is so simple, and it's such a simple solution. We know that sprouts, for instance, are really healthy. When produce is sprouting, it gets about 25% of its nutritional content right there in the beginning. What we didn't know is that after it sprouts, the plant goes into a type of stasis where it is just getting larger and larger. However, it's not withdrawing much more nutrient content until it is completely mature and begins to ripen on the vine. Well, most of our fruits and veggies are picked hard and green so that they can be transported without spoilage. And we can't blame them because we're not going to buy spoiled produce, right? However, if it's not ripened on the vine, we have lost so much of that nutritional content. What a simple solution. Just let it ripen on the vine, right? That's why it's so good if you can make it to a farmer's market where the farmers have allowed the fruits and veggies to stay on the vine and ripen properly. You're going to get so much more nutrition. Most of us don't live near a farm, and that is one reason that Juice Plus can really fill in that gap because they ripen it on the vine. And just about when it's ready to fall off because it's fully ripened is when they pick it. And within 6 hours of picking, they begin the process of freezing it, freeze dried. And then they add just enough warmth to dehydrate it without damaging all the live enzymes. Now you're beginning to see why I say there's nothing like it. 18 years ago, I was in a business meeting when a woman stood up to talk about fruits and vegetables in a capsule. My husband and I looked at each other. Our antennas went straight up because after decades as healthcare practitioners, we'd never seen a nutritional product that was backed by that level of double-blind, placebo-controlled studies. Real clinical research on the actual finished product, published and peer-reviewed in respected medical journals. I was looking for the holes in this story, and I couldn't find them. It honestly blew my mind. We started eating it immediately. We ordered it and shared it with our clients, and it fit so well into our lifestyle around my 5 pillars: thinking well and drinking well, eating, sleeping, and moving well. Juice Plus became a part of that foundation. And 14 years later, life tested that foundation. I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia and not expected by doctors to survive. People asked, if you were so healthy, how did you get cancer? Here's the truth. I have 2 dormant chromosomal anomalies that were always going to activate. My genes were not my destiny, though. They were my reality. Juice Plus did not prevent that diagnosis. Nothing could have. It did help me feed and strengthen a body that could not survive without the proper protection from nutrition. When I arrived at the hospital, my blood was 87% cancerous. The doctors told me most people my age come in with around 35%. They called me an anomaly. Despite being in my mid-70s, they said I had the organs of a 20-year-old. And that's why I was able to tolerate very aggressive chemotherapy protocol that they rarely use for patients past 60. They couldn't figure me out. I could, though. My lifestyle prepared me for the unexpected before I even knew I needed it, family. That's the real power. You don't have to wait for a crisis to build protection and resilience. You can start now. You can remove obstacles to healing and give your body what it's starving for. And Juice Plus was only one part of that nutritional foundation. However, it was a part that I trusted and I relied on because the science was there, the results were there, and my own body proved it. I'll keep taking Juice Plus for the rest of my life, and I'll keep sharing it because everyone, and I mean everyone, could use more nutrition. It's not a cure. I always teach that nothing you take will cure you. The body heals itself when you remove those obstacles and when you nourish it deeply. That's the message here. If you want the research list on Juice Plus, or if you want help deciding if it fits for you, leave a comment or connect with me at DRNALANI at healthyhappyboomers.com. All lowercase, no spaces. Dr. Nalani at healthyhappyboomers.com. I will be happy to hear from you. I am building this Eat Well playlist for you so that if you want more help with food, I've got you. I have other longer videos here, and I'm creating more on nutrition. I also post quick recipes, tips, and what to eat ideas on my Dr. Nalani Valentine Shorts account, which is separate from this one. You'll find simple meals, soft textures, and easy ways to get more out of what you already have. Let's bring it home with a quick summary. Food first, plants in many colors, a leafy green daily, lots of protein that you can tolerate though, gentle textures when you need them. Chewing is a tool. Take human bites and finish each bite. Give your enzymes a head start. Bridging the gaps. Most of us don't reach 9 to 13 servings, which is the minimum required. Modern food often carries fewer nutrients per bite. Absorption changes as the years go by. Clean, consistent, whole food concentrates can help. And now here is your test. A two-part test. Only two things that I'm asking you to do. However, I promise you they will not be easy. Number one, chew your food until it's almost liquid before you swallow. And number two, empty your mouth completely before you put another forkful in. Now, that sounds really easy. I promise you, it may not be as easy as it sounds. And let me know how you do. And guess what? I get to work on those things too. Next week, we get to take a look at supplementation. What's really good? What's really important? What's really unnecessary? And how do they compare with real, live, whole food? These are some of the things that we get to look at for ourselves because, let's be honest, it's not fair to blame our doctors for not knowing because they don't necessarily study nutrition. I have several medical doctors who are very close friends of mine, and one of them, a very well-known doctor, and a very good doctor too. And he jokingly said it was an elective for me, and I elected not to take it. Therefore, they tend to err on the side of caution. That's one thing. And another reason is that doctors know that many people are not just going to do what they tell them to do. They're not going to comply. And they make an assumption that you are not going to do what you need to do without having to have medicine. So let's give them a little slack and just do what we know to do to take care of ourselves and let our doctors know that I am being more proactive with my health. And that's why I'm asking these questions.